Inventor, mathematician, physicist, and theological writer Blaise Pascal was born on June 19, 1623, in Clermont-Ferrand, France. He was the third child and only son to Etienne and Antoinette Pascal. His mother passed away when he was just a toddler. He was exceptionally close to his two older sisters, and his father was a tax collector and a talented mathematician. In 1631, they moved to Paris because his father wanted to pursue his own scientific studies and also wanted his son to gain a better education. Pascal was homeschooled to ensure that he was not being overworked. His father made it a point to make his studies focused on languages and not include mathematics. After being restricted, in a sense, Pascal was so curious that he began to question what geometry consisted of. His tutor's response to this was that it was the science of constructing exact figures and of determining the proportions between their different parts. Some say that this was the beginning of his contributions as a mathematician because after this moment he began discovering for himself many properties of figures, and in particular the proposition that the sum of the angles of a triangle is equal to two right angles. His father was shocked by his son's great ability and in effect gave him a copy of Euclid's Elements, a book which Pascal read and mastered rapidly. Before Pascal turned 13, he had proven the 32nd proposition of Euclid's and discovered an error in René Descartes' geometry. At the age of 14, he was admitted to the weekly meetings of Roberval, Mersenne, Maydorge, and other French geometricians, from which ultimately the French Academy was created. At 16, Pascal presented a single piece of paper at a Mersenne's meeting in June 1639. This paper held many of his geometry theorems, including his mystic hexagon. In December 1639, he and his family moved to Rouen, where his father Etienne was appointed tax collector for Upper Normandy. Soon after settling down in Rouen, his essay on conic sections was published in February of 1640. This came to be known as his first great work. The essay constituted an important leap forward in projective geometry, which involved transferring a 3D object onto a 2D field. At 16, Pascal began preparing to write a study of the entire field of mathematics, but his father required his time to hand total long columns of numbers. In order to aid his father in his tax collecting duties, Pascal invented the first digital calculator, which he finally perfected when he was 30 and came to be known as the Pascaline. It was a beautiful handcrafted box that was about 14 by 5 by 3 inches. This was known as the first accurate mechanical calculator. The Pascaline was not a commercial success in Pascal's lifetime. Since it could do the work of 6 people, many feared it would create unemployment. One of Pascal's greatest contributions was also the discovery of the basis of the mathematical theory of probability. Overlapping his work on the roulette machine was Pascal's correspondence with mathematical theorist Pierre de Fermat, beginning in 1654. Another one of Pascal's greatest contributions to mathematics is known as Pascal's theorem, which says that if a hexagon be inscribed in a conic, the point of intersection of the opposite sides will lie in a straight line. Furthermore, Pascal employed his arithmetical triangle in 1653, but no account of his method was printed until 1665. The last mathematical work of Pascal was that on the cycloid in 1658. The cycloid is a curve traced out by a point on the circumference of a circular hoop which rolls along a straight line. Galileo in 1630 had called attention to this curve. Pascal died of a malignant stomach tumor at his sister's house in Paris on August 19, 1662. He was only 39 years old at the time of his death. Pascal's inventions and discoveries have been instrumental to the developments in the fields of geometry, physics, and computer science. His exploration of binomial coefficients influenced Sir Isaac Newton, leading him to uncover his general binomial theorem for fractional and negative powers. In the 1970s, the Pascal unit was named after Blaise Pascal, in honor of his contributions to the understanding of atmospheric pressure and how it could be estimated in terms of weight.